Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for something a little bit different. We're going back to Twitter and covering today's controversy. Because if you're not on Twitter, first and foremost, good for you. But it seems like every day there's a new controversy in the board game or the tabletop role-playing game spectrum. And I thought I'd cover this one because it's about something that's near and dear to my heart. One of the main reasons that I became a reviewer myself, and that is the Dice Tower, a YouTube channel that I used to just be infatuated with. I used to listen to the podcast all the time and watch a bunch of the reviews. I haven't watched any in like years now because I'm a content creator with 3 kids and I just don't have time for that. But they were in the Twitter controversy spectrum today, and I think it could blow up potentially. And I wanted to get in front of this one and make some content on it. So this is from Maddie, who does something called Lost My Meatles, marketing and comms director for Colossal Games, Grail Game, Maple Board Games, Matago, and community management for Brotherwise. So this is someone who kind of helps all these companies, run their PR and stuff like that. At least as far as best as I can say. And Maddie wrote, the Dice Tower published a scathing review of our big box product at Colossal. It's Colossal Games. Since then, it was started by Travis Chance, and then I think he, I don't know how it worked, but he did, yeah. Since then, I've received threats and harassment that was only catalyzed by the review. I've received threats that was only catalyzed by the review. So, someone did a scathing review of our thing, and I've gotten threats now, catalyzed by the review. I feel like that's a bit of a stretch. They get to go about their day unharmed, and yet I am now worried that my street address is public somewhere. Instructions, I'm going to be on every forum you promote your garbage on, and I'm pooping on you every time because you're a community that gives no F's for your fans. I'm no longer your fan. Buddies, I'm your enemy. I have platforms. I'm going to hit you as often as possible. Give me my money back. Wow, that's not cool. Like, we can all agree, left, right, center, whatever you stand on this issue, not cool at all. But I disagree with the basic sentiment. But first, I want to see this review. So we're going to rewind it. We're going to watch the review, which means this isn't going to be monetized at all. So if you want to help me out, be sure to click on that subscribe button down below to see. And it's 11 minutes. Western Legends Big Box Review. Bigger, better, best. Let's go. Ooh. Studios review. That's fancy. Oh my. Look at that production quality. Woo. Alright. Let's go.
Hey, and welcome back to the...
I also do want to mention, right from the beginning, small disclaimer, I was on the Dice Tower as a contributor for one of their morning shows, like, years ago, like 6-7 years ago. It's not going to sway my opinion on this, but I just wanted to get in front of that before someone's like, you were on the Dice Tower's website, your name's on there.
The Dice Tower. I'm Camilla Cleghorn.
I'm Joy Evans.
I also know neither of these reviewers, so I'm excited to kind of be reviewing a reviewer as I go. Sure, why not? Let's make this a weird segment. Let's go.
Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Western Legends Big Box.
Huge
big
box.
Big box.
Huge.
So big. Look how big
Wow,
it is.
okay.
Yeah. So we're going to be taking a look at the...
Do you like that box
big
tilt
box,
size?
Which actually
The
comes
shot, that was
with
a good
the
shot.
wooden insert as
Right.
well for the base game and all the expansions.
Yes.
Right. I'm going to be talking specifically about putting the insert together. This is something I really enjoy, building stuff and just finagling little pieces and that kind of stuff. This is...
Any time that I've ever specifically went out of my way to talk about assembling something in a board game during a review, it's typically not good. I'm excited.
kind of my wheelhouse. So I put it together, but I don't know the game. So I brought Joey in for this one as well.
Yep.
To talk about what he thinks, how it actually fits the game, does it help getting it to the table, packing it away, all that other stuff. The stuff about the actual gameplay that I don't understand.
Right.
Okay.
So, all right.
So this is not a review of the game, it's a review of the big box, which I guess, hey, Forrest, read the title, you idiot! Yeah, you're right.
we will just, I guess, probably just jump right in here.
Jump into the game.
Okay.
So the assembly on this. Do you want to cover that first?
Oh, man, do I have thoughts on that? Yes.
I was not, just so you know, I was not part of it directly.
I love this.
I love how you
I've
did
shot many of these reviews before where it's like you're prefacing, you're setting yourself up. You're essentially setting up the ball before you hit it off the tee.
You're like, her anger is not towards me. I was not here.
I heard comments about this as it was going on.
It is infuriating. This is probably my least favorite insert that I've ever done. And
Great
that says a lot,
information.
'cause I've done quite a few of these, both personally as well as here at the Dice Tower.
Spectacular, spectacular. I love this. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. You're prefacing this. It's not like, I hate this, it sucks. It's like, hey, I've done a lot of things like this before, and this one is just exceptionally terrible. That's really vital and useful information. So far, I have no issues with the review in any way, shape, or form, because that's really the thing here. You know, I'm very interested to see, just, let's keep going.
Be really cheap, and I think they know that, because they include sandpaper for you to sand down all those little joints so it'll actually fit together. I'm sorry.
And I think this is actually one of the things that was mentioned in a different tweet where they insinuated we knew things were going to be bad. And I don't have any issues with that at all, because I have said that quite literally in reviews before, like, yeah, they knew this was going to be bad, and you could tell because X, Y, or Z, so I don't have an issue with that.
Yeah. If you have to include tools for me to actually build your insert and make it function, you know what you did.
And once again, I feel like that point is really strengthened by her mentioning at the beginning, I've assembled a lot of these. So, kudos, good stuff.
You know.
That's rough.
I love the camera look! I've done that camera look! Okay. Z used to be my favorite reviewer on the Dice Tower. I haven't watched the Dice Tower in a while. She now is. Period. And it was that camera look, that direct look at the camera to say, you knew. I have done that so many times. Deep into her eyes. I don't have an issue with that.
You did. You know.
That's
rough. I love it.
That. I thought, yeah.
I was like, come on. And I felt like it didn't fit together really tight, so glue is absolutely necessary in this insert, which I don't think is a bad thing. I do tend to prefer more tension joints in my wooden inserts, but again, for a
don't know what that
price
means,
point, it is going to be much lighter than most wooden inserts because it is that thinner, lower quality wood. But let's get past that. After that,
I love that pointed shot. The lower quality wood. Wait, like, yeah, okay. Thank you for explaining to me like I'm 5. If I was going to explain to my 7-year-old exactly what she said, that's how I'd say it. The heavier wood, if it were a better wood for the insert, it would be heavier, buddy. But this is like I have no issues with this so far. I'm excited to see where it goes. Because I have a feeling that this is not what they're talking about. I have a feeling it's going to get worse from here.
First thing you'll notice is the instruction book is pretty close to atrocious. I don't like the layout.
Ooh.
So all of the pieces of wood are on the first page and labeled, but then all the assembly instructions are on the subsequent pages, which means the entire time you are flipping back and forth. But to make it worse, the actual wooden boards that you get.
I want to look at that picture real quick, like, because I quite honestly have gotten massive things to assemble before. And if the rules are bad, it is just, that's okay. But you gotta expect it with something like this.
But to make it worse, the actual wooden boards that you get do not match the ones in the book.
Oh!
So you're still guessing. So, I mean...
What are we zooming in on here? This is, I don't know what we're zooming in on here, but I assume it's bad.
Thanks for trying? Also try again? Like, I don't know. I was so angry at this because I was angry. Everyone heard about it. Everyone.
I believe it. I've felt that anger before.
I was so angry because you're guessing. You're like, I'm pretty sure, and I see what they did. It looks like they designed the sheets, and then somebody took those and went and designed the rule book. I'm sorry, not the rule book, the assembly book.
Right.
And then somebody else went back with the revisions, and they never updated the book. Because it's close enough, but things are just moved around enough that you feel like you're guessing.
No.
And then,
no, thank you.
And then there's more. But wait.
I love it. So far, as a consumer, I will say I think this video is A+ material. I immediately know that I do not want their product. But I am also, and this is what you want out of a good reviewer, intrigued to see where they keep going with this review. This is my favorite board game review that I have seen in a long time. Like, I love it.
But wait, there's this one piece. Joey, what is this piece?
That holds the player pieces.
Player pieces.
Yeah.
So this player pieces. First of all, this is a pain. That's okay. I don't mind them being a little finicky, having to like really be more delicate and maneuver it and that kind of stuff. I did find that this is easier to assemble from the bottom up rather than the top up, as it says in the assembly book. So I put all.
Oh, so there you go. Like, offered a little bit of strategy. Oh, too late for you. You already gave me your money. Well, here's a little pro tip for you. That's great.
All of the side pieces on the base and then kind of snap them into the inner ring, as opposed to on the inner ring and then attach the bottom. So doing that a little bit backwards, that was me personally. I found that to be easier. After about 5 of 6 of them, I discovered that. Now, it broke. One of the inner rings broke, and that was really frustrating. It only broke when I was doing it the way they said to do it. That's kind of what prompted me to try to find the other, to go try the other way.
I love this. I absolutely love this. She is slapping on a bulletproof vest for every single con she is providing. That is exactly what you should do when you make a review. Pin them against the wall so they can't just say, oh, but that's because she was doing it upside down or some crap like that. Saying, no, I tried to do it their way and it broke. They forced me to try and have to construct this thing like, this is brilliant.
As well. But where I got angry, that was like, oh, that's frustrating. It's my own fault. Then I realized, after I did the entire insert, that they provide extras of these pieces because I feel like they know they're gonna break and they know it's finicky. Again, not a
mention
big deal.
that.
You're working with little pieces and lower quality wood, trying to save weight, save money. That's fine. I'm good with all those. But if you're gonna provide extra pieces in case I break them because you're pretty sure I'm gonna break them, tell me I have those extra pieces.
Yeah, 110%. Because, like I said, if you've never constructed one of these things, there's tons and tons and tons of wooden pieces all around yourself. So it's not like you just naturally assume that, oh, this piece is a replacement piece for something else. You'd be like, oh, this is probably going to go in some other slot, in some other doodongle in J16 to J4. You know? So, yeah, the fact that they don't mention that literally turns a positive that they could have, like, oh, well, it would have given them goodwill. Like, I put that 100% on Colossal Games. The fact that they don't mention that goes from, hey, goodwill from the consumer. Oh, yeah, just in case something happens, we got you extras, to, I am frustrated. Why the hell didn't you tell me that before? You know, like, so I get it. I don't disagree with anything.
I wasted 45 minutes re-gluing this inner piece and letting it dry and trying to finagle it together. Just at the end of the insert, find out there's 6 of these.
Yeah.
There's extras. Let me know. Let me know so that I can use them.
That's amateurish.
I was so mad at that. It was like,
just 100%. That feels amateurish. Whoever wrote that booklet. I mean, there's no excuse. They just have to take that and just say, yeah, that was stupid. Why didn't I should have done that. I have no issues with the review so far. I think it's spectacular.
Because you go through and you're like, all right,
I keep saying that, but
Did I do
I'm waiting
wrong?
for the shooter
you're just
drop.
Being generous, man. Take the credit for being generous. Then don't be humble. This is not the time to be humble because I wouldn't be proud of this. That's all.
Yes, and that's hey. It looks good now, though.
Does it?
It does.
It's better.
It does. But the big thing is too. You do feel like it needs to be glued together because when you pull it out, especially the poker chips are very heavy.
100%.
When you pull them out, it's coming apart.
Mm-hmm.
So now that it's together.
So that feels very unfortunate. That feels like that sucks. Especially if you're not expecting to have to glue it. I'm glad they mentioned that, but that sucks.
You're welcome.
Yes. Looking at it. Here's the thing. I loved the idea of this when I saw it on Kickstarter because I love Western Legends. Western Legends for me is one of those games that transcends. It keeps going. It keeps getting better as different homebrew things come out for it. Great open world thing. But
once again, I love this review. He right now is setting it up. He's saying, I am a diehard fan of this game. I do homebrew for this game. Like, so now I immediately, his credibility completely just like, yes, everything you tell me I'm going to eat out of the palm of your hand because you are a diehard fan.
But the good thing and bad thing about Western Legends as far as this goes, it's really customizable. People start to add different 3D printed mountains and things like that. And you really customize the game, keeping what you like and what you don't like. The problem with this insert is
so lots of modules?
But you need everything that they provide for this. You need their 3D printed buildings to go into certain things, and otherwise there's just wasted space. And then there are minis and everything in it. The idea of it is good, like these little things right here to hold like player cards to set up. I mean, it's nice if you don't have that on your table. And little things like that where the minis go. But it's as much as I like inserts, I don't think this is necessary or something I will have in my collection because you do customize this game so.
That says so much to me. Yeah, I got this really nice insert. It's so nice, I'm not gonna use it. like, that's amazing.
So much. Now, if you're somebody that wants to have everything, and you do have the 3D printed buildings, you do have every single thing. Oh, and on top of that, this insert, when you get it as is, there's a couple things that don't come with it. There's a wooden insert that's kind of made for the, I think, the Blood Money expansion that came out with, and you probably bought it with a Blood Money expansion. If you didn't, you can add it onto this one, and we didn't get it because I think we got the insert as is, not with that expansion. So of course there's this huge gap in there,
which makes it unstable. But you can't store the game.
It made Camilla unstable when she didn't know what exactly this gap did.
That's really bad.
I have no rebuttal.
A lot of instability involved in this little situation. So yeah, taking apart the wonderful creation of this.
I feel like we've gone to the point now where you're still in the room when someone's getting yelled at by their significant other or their parent, and you're just like, okay, it was fun at first, and now it's getting too real. Like, what are we going to say for the next 3 minutes? Granted, as a consumer, I think this is spectacular. This is exactly what I want to know about this product. I have 100% in my mind made a decision about whether or not I will ever own the Western Legends big box after this review, and what more could you possibly want out of a review?
This, putting it together. I just don't know what it would add. You know, I love inserts, and obviously she does too, because she puts.
Yes.
So it's not like she does not like doing inserts. She does inserts all the time. So I don't know if it adds enough for the average player. Some like a collector or somebody that this is your lifestyle game, and you want to stick to the official things. Then I think that's going to be good. But for you that like to homebrew and you don't have everything, or you don't.
So if you're a fake diehard fan who just says all their stuff, this will work for you. If you're a real diehard fan, not gonna work for you probably. And if you're just an average Joe Schmo, aka 99% of the people who are ever going to see this video or play Western Legends, this one's probably not worth your time either. I feel like that's a very fair and good summary.
Need everything. Even in the library copy, we have some other types of mountains.
That's the thing. I mean, if you're gonna have everything for this game, you might have upgraded those things.
That's the problem.
You know? And so if you have everything, just the base, then this is still, at that point, what I'm hearing from you, is still just fine.
Right. That's the thing.
If you have everything and you're sticking to the original components, I do that in a lot of my games, that's fine. I don't upgrade everything. But at the end of the day, you probably want a nicer insert.
Right, you'll upgrade. Yeah, and that's...
Like said. So, I guess wrapping this up here, I think, unless you have anything else.
So this insert's just not great.
I think wrapping it up, I didn't even talk about the one piece here that is like backwards. Anyway, whatever. The printing is backwards because the base in the picture of it in the rule book, or I'm sorry, the assembly book, is upside down. It's fine. I didn't even talk about that, and I'm not going to because... That's
the best, too. Like, every single word that they've said in this review, I've said, but it was about a game, or a different game. Like, it was such a terrible experience that I totally forgot to tell you about this other bad thing in it. Like, I've done that numerous times, so I feel for them. And I feel like this was an incredibly fair, thorough, and well done review.
It's cool. I'm moving on with my life, and I'm a bigger, better person for it.
Yes.
I think this comes down to it's out maybe for somebody out there.
Right.
You know, that wants the lighter, but wants a little bit more stability.
It's maybe for somebody out there.
Not a really big, heavy wood one. Yep. Wants everything for that storage in that one box. But even at that, I know a lot of people use calyxes. This isn't going to fit on a calyx. It's going to be that top shelf of your calyx.
Super useful information.
Stick out some.
Like, that's incredibly useful.
I don't find it. I feel like they cut too many corners and made too many assumptions in making this insert. They assumed you had everything. They assumed you haven't upgraded anything. There's no flexibility in this insert.
That one point, just the more I think about it, becomes a stronger point to me. How many games do I have the big box, but I don't have all the game? I can think of like 4 or 5 in my collection where it's like, and that's, and the fact that
assumed that you weren't using a calyx or didn't care, about the box shape, which to be fair, a lot of people do that. And at the end of the day, you're still just getting a fine product.
It's fine.
I don't think at the end it's like, hey, all those things, at least I'm getting a good quality product. I think this one really missed the mark.
I agree. And I think as far as cost-wise, it is lower compared to inserts that are wooden, like $60 compared to
wooden
that in the box, which isn't bad. But again, you have to put a lot of time into figuring out if this works for you. So it is a gamble.
Yeah, absolutely.
In that case.
Absolutely.
Well, that's thematic to Western Legends.
That was helpful in making your decision on the Western Legends.
It was incredibly helpful.
Yes, big box. It is just big box.
Huge box.
I saw Colossal and I was like, no, that's the game company. Anyway.
Yeah. Camilla and Joey absolutely tore that up. Now, so after seeing both sides of this, my opinion is I have absolutely no issues with that at all. I think it was all completely fair game. I think it was entertaining. I think it was informative. And to correlate that, yeah, you think that you're getting all these complaints and people messaging you about it because of this review, I'd say, yeah, 100%. You're right. And that's probably because people went and opened their boxes and tried to put some stuff together and realized they'd bought something that was not good. And so I have no issues with this. You can't blame the reviewers for the actions of a fringe crowd. You even state the review was a catalyst, implying that it's not the source. Very true, but a tweet is not to discredit the review itself. It to continually highlight that real damage can be done when we harbor toxic communities. So what do you... Because it seems like you're trying to take a shot at the Dice Tower because they put up the review. Like, that's what it seems like. And now I feel like we're pivoting to, it's more about the communities of complaint. If we have 8 new emails all full of hate, then I start looking at what the surge was. Reviews are the first place we look. So, what are you implying? Like, what did they do wrong in the review? I see nothing they did wrong in the review unless you're just saying, I don't want the review up. Which, obviously, that's what you'd hope for. And here's the truth. Here's the truth. As someone who has been reviewing board games now for 11 years, there's a lot of people who will not post negative reviews. Just period. They don't do it. I hate that. I personally hate that. I feel like negative reviews are super useful. Wait. Do we know it's the review only? Do we think this person may have reacted the same after receiving his or her product anyway? I just imagine it's both. A lot of people saw this review and they're like, oh yeah, I bought that thing. Watched the review and like, oh God. And then yeah, this is awful. I'm sorry that you're dealing with this. How much did the Dice Tower charge you? This is unacceptable, and I'm sorry to hear you've been targeted like this. The Dice Tower shares some responsibility if the cultists are emboldened by their coverage. No. This is how we do this. Go check it out yourself. I feel like the whole review was fair game. All right. Now, look at this from my perspective and say, wow, why are you stirring the pot here, Bauer? Well, the bottom line is I'm stirring the pot because I'm also making this video right now and because I feel like there's going to be a lot of people who are just like, they don't actually watch the video. And I feel like if you watch that video, it's different. I don't know. Yeah, at the end of the day, I think that review is completely fair game, 100%. In fact, I'm going to find their Twitter handles and I'm going to kudos on them. Because, like I said, I feel like that is the best review that I have seen in a very long time. Fantastic. Fantastic stuff. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. What is your thoughts on this? Like, what would you do if that was your video and you were a reviewer? Because I don't, yes, it's crappy that there are people doing this. Absolutely, 100%. But the bottom line is, the Dice Tower's video just spotlighted the fact that you put out a half-assed product. And that's exactly what they're supposed to do. And they did it in an incredibly informative way. They did it with 2 people, quite literally focusing on 2 completely different aspects of the game and why exactly it was a subpar product. Like, as a consumer, I would hope that every review would be as thorough and precise as that one was. And to imply that anything was wrong with that video, I take personal offense as a reviewer myself. Because, like I said, I've made that same video. Probably not as thorough and as well as they did it. Because I'm like a bull in a china shop a little bit there. And they're on the Dice Tower. But, no, I disagree strongly. So strongly, I want everyone to watch that video as well. But let me know in the comments below what is your thoughts on the matter. And as always, if you're enjoying the content, please be sure to click on the subscribe button down below. I'm trying to reach 17,000 subscribers in 2023 to make my biggest year ever. Bye-bye. I should wait to say bye-bye.